Our first speaker today is going to be Bob Wiederhold, the CEO of Couchbase. And Bob is going to speak about his observations on the NoSQL market and also to give you a quick update on Couchbase. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Wiederhold.
Thank you. You're all here really to see the technical presentation, so I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes and talk a little bit about my perspective of what's happening in the NoSQL industry and give you a little bit of a perspective on what's happening with Couchbase. We have about 350 people that registered for this conference. This is our third annual conference here, and every year it gets bigger and bigger. And that is an indication also of how quickly the NoSQL industry is growing. And so let me give you a little bit of a perspective on that. You're all either considering using NoSQL technology or already using it, and you're part of a big movement, a big technology transformation in the database space. We really believe that the $35 billion database industry is being massively disrupted. And it's a very big industry right now, and for the last 40 years, relational technology has really dominated that industry. And still today, about 92% of the databases that are used are relational technology. But that's starting to change very quickly. And we believe over the next 10 to 15 years that non-relational technology will make up more than 50% of the industry. Too early to tell. Will it be 50%, 40%, 30%? Too early to tell, but we think there's just a massive change taking place, and Couchbase is happy to be part of that. We're happy, obviously, that all of you in the Couchbase community are part of that as well. So big changes taking place. Obviously, it's not just the NoSQL technology that's doing that disruption. NoSQL is really operational databases, and certainly that's a major part of the disruption. But analytics solutions, obviously Hadoop is another major technology area that's a part of that disruption, and there are many other technologies as well. So we think a fundamental change is taking place. More and more people are writing about that fundamental disruption. There's more and more evidence of it as some of the bigger existing companies start to experience problems in their customer bases and with their businesses. And so we thank you all for being a part of that disruption, being a part of the early adopters that are really driving this change. Now, switching a little bit more specifically to the NoSQL market, we think there's some big changes that are taking place and that have been taking place over the last 12 to 15 months. I think that we kind of think of phase one, thought of very simply, and that was between about 2010 onward, was really characterized by grassroots adoption of NoSQL technology. Developers like you downloading NoSQL technology, installing it, starting to play around with it, using it either for personal reasons or in your companies, generally speaking on relatively small projects, some of you using it for much bigger applications that are operating at more significant scale. But we think the early stages of the adoption of NoSQL was very much this grassroots type adoption. We're thrilled that over the past 15 months or so, we've seen a dramatic increase in the use of NoSQL technology under business-critical and mission-critical applications. Some of you that are here certainly did that a year or two ago, but we're seeing a dramatic increase in that. Big strategic evaluations of NoSQL technologies that are really putting each of the technologies through their paces, evaluating them based on scalability and performance and ease of development, and then deploying NoSQL under these big mission-critical applications. A lot of replacement being done of Oracle technology, a lot of replacement of IBM DB2, SQL Server, MySQL. Certainly Couchbase in the last 15 months has just seen a tremendous increase in that kind of activity. And we think that's fantastic for the NoSQL industry. It's fueling significant growth, and you're starting to see more and more companies make strategic decisions that NoSQL is going to be a key part of their infrastructure. And you'll hear today through some of the customer presentations of some of the experiences that companies in Israel have had in making that transition and using NoSQL for business and mission critical applications. So we welcome that trend, and we think that's going to continue in a significant way. Now, switching a little bit more specifically to Couchbase, again, thank you all for being in the community. The Couchbase community is growing very, very rapidly. The year-to-year growth, as measured by LinkedIn Skills, has been over 300% in the last 12 months, and we are the fastest growing community of all the NoSQL players. So thank you very much for being a part of that community. Tell all your friends about Couchbase. Tell them to download the software, experience it, use it, start to figure out how it can be an important part of their infrastructure. So that's from a community perspective. From a business perspective, Couchbase is also growing very, very fast. From 2012 to 2013, we grew by more than 400%. That makes us by far the fastest growing NoSQL vendor, and we expect that growth to continue in 2014. Much of that growth comes from the key differentiation that we have, particularly in terms of scalability and performance, that makes us a great fit for the business critical and mission critical applications. So we're winning a lot of these evaluations, and we're able to then, after the evaluations are complete, be deployed under these applications that are running at significant scale and that require very high performance. In terms of market adoption, this is the obligatory logo slide, a partial set of our customers. We now have more than 400 customers around the world. We have more than 13,000 paid production nodes that are deployed. There are tens of thousands of additional nodes that are deployed with users that are using the Community Edition. So we're very strong, certainly both with internet companies as well as with enterprises, and our growth continues to be very strong. As most of you know, we offer a very broad solution. Customers are using us for everything from as a caching tier to a key value database to kind of a hybrid key value and document database and a document database. So we think that having that very broad a technology that spans a broad set of use cases is one of the key things that are attracting people to use Couchbase Server. As I mentioned before, scalability, performance, and ease of development are typically at a high level the key reasons that people move to NoSQL, and we think we've really attained a reputation, particularly for very, very strong differentiation from other players in terms of scalability and performance. So that's quick summary of kind of the status of Couchbase. I just want to make a couple of other comments of presentations that you'll see today. We're very, very committed to continue to be very innovative. Not just certainly one thing that we need to do is to continue to just polish the existing technology, more features to aid scalability, more features to enhance performance in various ways. But we also want to do really breakthrough innovative work as well. And one of the areas where we have focused a lot of attention is mobile. Obviously, there's a tremendous amount of interest in mobile. Mobile is the next major platform for development, and we think there's a lot of database technology that we can bring to the mobile world. Our belief really is that mobile devices are going to continue to get more and more powerful. That's an easy bet to make. They're going to have more processing power. They're going to have a lot more memory. And as a result, we think more and more of the applications are going to run on the mobile device. And as a result, we have delivered, we're actually in beta right now, we'll go to GA relatively shortly, with a very unique mobile solution. We're the only NoSQL vendor that has this kind of a solution. There's a presentation later today, so if you're interested in mobile, I encourage you to check that out. But very quickly, we're providing a mobile database, an ultra-lightweight database that sits on the mobile device. We call that Couchbase Lite. That allows you to do offline processing, allows you to give a very, very responsive applications, have a very, very responsive experience for users of your mobile applications. And then we also provide a sync gateway that allows you to sync the data from your mobile device to the database that sits in the cloud. You can use that syncing for backup purposes. You can use that syncing so that you're synced across your individual mobile devices, or you can use that syncing to collaborate among groups of people. And then, of course, you have the Couchbase server itself that is the existing product that sits in the cloud. So that's a very quick summary of what we're doing on the mobile front. We think it's very innovative technology. Since we announced this in September, there's been huge interest in this product. We have thousands and thousands of downloads, many developers starting to use this product already to develop very leading-edge mobile applications. So check that out if you're interested in mobile development. So that's one of the many areas where we're doing a lot of innovation. Another is in what we call the nickel query language, N1QL for the first normalized form query language. There's also a presentation today about that. We're very excited about that. That's in developer preview right now, and we expect to have that available sometime around the middle of the year. We think that that will make it dramatically easier for developers to do all kinds of indexing and querying and have an experience that is close to what you're used to if you're using some of the relational technologies. So those are just two areas where we're doing a lot of innovation. There are many other areas that we're innovating as well, but those are the two that I wanted to highlight today. So you're going to be seeing a lot of presentations today, both from Couchbase employees as well as from customers. There are 3 key customer presentations that I encourage you to check out in the digital marketing space from Vibrant Digital, in the customer experience space with LivePerson, and the first presentation from a customer, the Keynote presentation from Viber, which is an over-the-top messaging service that I'm sure many of you use and know. Very exciting, I think, deployment of Couchbase. Viber started out a few years ago as one of the pioneers in using NoSQL, and it first used Mongo, and more recently moved over to Couchbase in order to get the scalability and performance that they felt they needed to continue to scale their very, very large customer base. So with that quick introduction, I'd like to bring Amir up and give the first customer presentation. Let's give a big round of applause for Amir.